Why most saving challenges fail? It usually starts with a promise. This month, I'm going to save more. No unnecessary spending, no impulse purchases. I'm finally going to get serious about my money. And for a while, it works. You feel disciplined. You watch your balance grow. You even start imagining what that money could become. Then something happens. An unexpected bill, a stressful week, a social event. Maybe you simply want something you've been denying yourself for weeks. You spend the money. And suddenly, the saving challenge feels broken. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The problem may never have been your discipline. The problem may have been the challenge itself. Most saving challenges are designed like a test of willpower. They give you a number and a deadline and basically say, don't touch this money. That sounds simple. But human psychology doesn't work that way. When you tell yourself you cannot have something, your brain doesn't always become more disciplined. Sometimes it becomes more interested in that thing. And that's where I think most saving challenges make their biggest mistake. They focus on the money you're trying to save, but ignore the person who is supposed to save it. Think about it. If your lifestyle, emotional habits, environment, and expectations haven't changed, why would putting a new savings target on the calendar suddenly change your behavior? It usually doesn't. I call this the identity gap. The identity gap is the distance between the financial behavior you want and the person your current lifestyle has trained you to be. Imagine someone earning a modest income who suddenly decides to save half of every salary. On paper, it sounds ambitious. Psychologically, it may be impossible to sustain. They are not just fighting expenses, they are fighting years of spending patterns, family expectations, emotional habits, convenience, social pressure, and the belief that money is something to enjoy immediately because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. So they force themselves to save. For a few weeks, motivation carries them. Then motivation disappears. And when motivation disappears, the old system takes over. That's why people often don't fail saving challenges on the first day. They fail when the excitement disappears. And this leads to a more important question. What if successful saving isn't about becoming better at resisting temptation? What if it's about making temptation less relevant? Instead of asking, how much willpower do I need to avoid spending this money? Ask, how can I build a financial system where I don't have to make that decision repeatedly? That changes everything. Automate your savings when possible. Separate savings from everyday spending. Give yourself a realistic spending allowance instead of trying to eliminate every enjoyable expense. Build an emergency buffer so one unexpected bill doesn't destroy months of progress. And most importantly, start with a saving amount that your real life can survive. Because a small habit that survives for 5 years can be more powerful than an extreme challenge that survives for 5 weeks. Think about that. The goal isn't to win a saving challenge. The goal is to become someone for whom saving money is normal. That's the difference between temporary discipline and financial identity. You don't need to constantly feel motivated to save. You need a system that keeps working when you're tired, stressed, distracted, or having a bad month. So the next time you see a 21-day saving challenge, a 52-week challenge, or some dramatic promise to save a huge amount of money, don't just ask, can I complete this? Ask a better question. Can the person I am becoming actually live this way? Because wealth isn't usually built by the person who can exercise the most financial discipline for 30 days. It's built by the person who creates a financial life they can sustain for decades. Don't build a saving challenge. Build a saving identity.